We are now in stage 5, where we want to find the lump sum retirement gap or deficit or surplus amount. And in this analysis, we are going to calculate the retirement gap, whether it is a deficit or surplus, by comparing the lump sum needed at a retirement with the retirement resource status RRS that we have calculated before. And if we look at the example based on our earlier calculation, the lump sum needed at the retirement, for example, is 1308510, and where basically we find this figure. If you remember the calculation on the capital liquidation method that we already discussed before, where we said that the payment per year is 100,000. Okay, and once we calculate using the formula, we can see that the total of income or the capital liquidation or the lump sum needed for the purpose of retirement using capital liquidation method is 1308510. Okay, and here is basically the proof of the calculation that I've already explained to you before. Okay, where using capital liquidation method at the end of the year, at the end of 20 years, then the balance is 0. Okay, so that's how we can get the lump sum needed at a retirement, that is 1308510. And we compare this with the retirement resource status, okay, RRS, in the previous document. You can see this is the existing value of the retirement and the future value of the future resources at the retirement, and the total is 1992608, which means once they reach the retirement, okay, the lump sum needed at the retirement is about 1.3 million, but the resources is much higher than that, that is 1.9 million. As in this case, we call it as a surplus because the RRS is higher than the lump sum needed at the retirement. Nevertheless, if this value, the lump sum needed, is higher than the RRS, then we can get what we call is as a deficit. And this is the deficit or the shortfall that we have to cater. Nevertheless, okay, let's say we take into consideration, let's say, because as in this case the situation is a surplus, but in a case that lump sum needed is about 2.1 million, then the retirement gap will exist here, where 2100000 minus with 1992608, then we can have here 107392 of the retirement gap. Okay, and it is deficit. Okay, so next we are going to look at on how we should cater for this retirement gap, or should we take into account this shortfall in our retirement planning action.